PKN 276. What's up, boys?
Hello there. Hello there. How's everyone?
How was everyone's Thanksgiving?
Oh, an even better question.
Is this the PKN after Thanksgiving? I guess it is.
Is
I'm
it?
doing I just kept pushing mine forward. We're doing it Friday.
Wait, are you fucking serious?
No, this is gonna be a trending thing. It's gonna keep going forever. It's
It's a new tentpole topic.
it's coming.
It's
It's
a new
coming.
bit.
Uh,
Wait, was it last time? Yeah. It was the 28th, the last Thursday of November. So this is the first thing we've done since.
well, I had an
Thanksgiving.
excellent Thanksgiving, but Jackie didn't, and it's kind
What?
of right a mild bummer. So we didn't have anyone this
I was
year.
sitting at the table just roasting her with a bunch of bangers. She didn't care.
I don't know what her
for it.
problem was. No, like so we didn't have anyone.
Pilgrim wouldn't eat this. A pilgrim.
Hope had Thanksgiving with her boyfriend. It was literally just Jackie, me, and Colin. And I'm like, this is fine. You know, I don't need strangers. Oftentimes I find myself in this role of like entertaining, right? Woody,
Oh, no.
give us an anecdote or whichever. And I can do that for short periods of time. And then it's just like, all right, I need to go like, in my cave and recharge. You know? But there was none of that. It was just me, Jackie, Colin. She made enough food for 18 people, I'd estimate. And
Yeah.
I overate and chilled, and I got all the good stuff and none of the bad. That was my take on it. I think Jackie would have liked having like a lot of family surrounding her, but not this year.
What was the
Oh,
top
thanks.
food item on the menu?
So we, of course, there was turkey. There was some sort of green thing. There was stuffing. There was gravy. And
Green
then,
thing never wins.
No.
Oh,
I
I was-
don't know what I'm trying to picture this green thing. Is this a green bean casserole or a Jello mold?
No, something simpler. It was like green
was
beans
thinking-
or spinach or something like that, like a vegetable.
Okay.
And and then she makes this like cranberry marshmallow thing that
Yeah.
I fell in love with when my mom made it 30 years ago or something, and I've just had it every Thanksgiving and pretty much only Thanksgiving ever since.
Yeah.
So
There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a couple foods like why do we only eat those foods on that day and yet when we eat them we're like, man, this is good, and it's not because they're so much more fattening than our regular diets necessarily.
This
like,
one
like
might be.
I mean, if you eat a burger and
sugar.
fries, you're putting down like 1,200 calories. Like you could totally eat 1,000 calories
This
of
is-
turkey and dressing and gravy and
Easily.
Okay, I get you there. But this casserole thing I'm talking about is
Okay.
sweet potatoes, cranberry sauce, oats or something, and then marshmallows. It's just
I'm
like
allergic to
potatoes
oats.
with sugar on it and then
okay,
another
that's the
kind of
dessert.
sugar
Yeah,
on
I
it.
hear you.
You think it's dessert, but it's not. They slip it in with the meal. There's pie afterwards. It's
Oh yeah,
it's basically dessert in disguise as some
yeah.
sort
They
of-
do that with sweet potato casserole too, and cranberry sauce. I mean, it's not like cranberry sauce is some sort of savory, healthy
What is
food.
sweet potato casserole what I'm talking about with cranberry sauce and marshmallows in it?
No, there's no cranberry sauce in
Oh,
sweet.
oh.
It's
That
sweet
seems like a
potatoes
weird
and
crossover.
marshmallows with like a crispy sweet crust type thing. Yeah, it's a whole different thing, but it's kind of similar. It sounds similar.
I heard people making fun of this dish, so it's a dish that other people have heard of. You know, it's not unique to my family,
Mhm.
and it was like, yeah, you guys, you can make fun of it all you want. Thanks, it's coming, and she'll make it for me. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I really like the Thanksgiving foods. I especially like we don't do stuffing, or like traditionally my family doesn't do stuffing. We do dressing, which is like I think more of a southern thing. It's like a cornbread
Yeah.
dressing, and I prefer that so much more. I really like it. It's got sage in there and poultry seasoning. It smells like memories gone by. It's great.
I like that description. Taylor, I assume you had 4 servings,
Mhm.
and there were 30 left over.
Yeah, right about that. Like my grandma didn't even make that much because we did it at my aunt's house. She's
Okay.
like,
Oh,
"Hey, I'm not
right.
bringing that much. It's too much trouble to do that." And then she shows up with so much like beef tenderloin and steaks and things. And so like I'm of the opinion like I eat my favorite thing and then I'll eat my second favorite thing and then I'll eat I go down the line on holidays. Like obviously real life you can't do that or you just like be even fatter than I am now. But like it was like, oh, turkey? Sorry, usually fried turkey is my number one choice, but beef tenderloin supersedes you. So I'm going to have to eat about 10 ounces of steak and then move on to turkey. and then eat a bunch of turkey, and then I'm gonna get a big fat fucking sweet potato, baked sweet potato. I love those. And then I'm gonna get some mac and cheese, and then
What do
I'm
you put on
gonna
the
get some
potato?
salad. This time, like I was trying to rationalize to myself, like,
Mhm.
oh, this is, if I just put butter and salt, this is totally healthy. But the amount of butter I put on was egregious.
Butter
So
and salt are
wasn't
pretty
bad.
much health foods.
They really are.
Yeah.
My friend told me that. Yeah. So yeah, but so I ate a fuck ton. And then on Saturday, I had it with my dad's side of the family. And because by that point, everybody's had like 2 Thanksgivings, except for Kyle, who was still waiting on one.
Oh,
And-
I already had my first. I had my first one. See, that's the thing. I got my first Thanksgiving knocked out like 10 days before actual Thanksgiving.
Uh-huh.
That's a high
pretty good.
IQ move. Yeah,
Yeah.
you beat everybody to Thanksgiving. Here, I
Oh,
thought you
yeah.
were lagging.
Yeah. So the Saturday one, everybody's tired of Thanksgiving food. And so everybody brings like pastas and garlic bread and like Italian salads and things. And so I just sat and ate so much mastacholi. And then fuck, what else did we have?
I want to
like
be
the name
like,
of an Italian
that's what a
assassin.
fat person would do. Meanwhile, I had Thanksgiving dinner for breakfast. No, I'm sorry, for lunch and dinner for the next 6 days in a row. So
Oh,
Yeah.
the sandwiches afterwards. It's
That's the best part of Thanksgiving are the sandwiches you make afterward.
the
nothing
sandwiches,
like a turkey skin sandwich the next day.
I would straight up have like the same plate I had for Thanksgiving, like that cranberry stuff. No one else eats it, and there's 9, 10 servings there.
She needs to make that an ramekin. She needs to make this one individual. Here you go.
Go to hell, Kyle. She doesn't need to do that at all.
Every 3 years, I will try the cranberry sauce again because by that point, I'll have hyped myself to like, you know what? It's probably Thanksgiving food for a reason. I can't even remember what it tastes like at this point, and then I'll try a bite and be like, yeah, there's a reason this is eaten once a year. I hate this.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's
not
way
good.
too tart.
I'm sure it's good in whatever Woody's
Huh.
got because it sounds like some sort of.
It's just one of the ingredients. Yeah.
dessert. Yeah.
I like a small dose of cranberry sauce. Whatever. Spoonful gets it done for me.
Did you do any Black Friday or Cyber Monday purchases?
I didn't even know I was doing it, but I bought a Instant Pot on Monday.
Oh, they're great. You're gonna love
yeah.
that.
Well, my girlfriend texted me, and I was like, she's like, these Instant Pots are so neat, and I was like, oh, Christmas done. So
Yeah.
I bought 2 things.
know.
So
Not much.
do you want to go, Kyle? Sorry.
No,
Okay,
no.
you
I'm
are.
just. I was just. That's the whole Christmas. The Instant Pot.
no,
That's-
no. We've
All right.
discussed.
We got our vacuum cleaner
Here's
too,
some
Kyle.
409 and some Windex too. Go at it.
I got our Lysol wipes.
And I don't
in
mean
my
to tell you
favorite
anything,
scents.
but here's some exercise equipment.
Yeah.
My father
And
did
here's
that one
this.
year. Oh, he got
I
her.
don't even see
your
that
mom?
as mean.
Yes.
You got your mom like an ab roller for Christmas?
Oh no, it was a whole like. Okay, he was sending a message, and it wasn't a nice one.
That's what I'm getting at. I'm sure it wasn't
Oh.
just an ad roller. I'm sure he got her like a fucking Bowflex for ladies or something.
Yeah.
No, it was like gift after gift after gift, all
no.
wrapped individually. One piece of exercise equipment after another.
Hydroxycut.
Like there was, a bunch of weights.
She's
like
tearing up on the 3rd gift.
Oh.
By the 5th, it's a full torrent. By the
Yes.
6th, she's
These are just
gone.
pregnancy pants.
dude, it was a thing. And I'm a kid. Like I'm young at this point. I don't know what's up. And like she's being very upset. It led into a whole fight. He ruined Christmas in an effort to say
Such a
shape
great
up.
story.
Yeah, and it wasn't like
Your dad's awesome.
dude. I've said it, but I feel like I haven't emphasized it. There were no good presents this year. It wasn't like he slipped in an ab roller amongst a Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
No, he took this Christmas off and just gave her 16 different pieces of exercise gear.
Oh my
as
fucking
like
God. She gets the little gift. She's like, well, this one's probably jewelry. Hydroxycut.
Dude, this is beyond alpha.
I don't know if that's the right word.
Okay, well, it's hilarious.
Uh,
It's really funny.
Taylor, I
It would
think
be
I've changed my
hilarious
mind.
if
I'm
it
not
was
going
a
to marry you.
Wow.
Yeah, he went hard in the paint that year, and there was nothing
Wow.
redeeming. It was just straight up exercise gear, and there was no premise of like I thought you might like it. It was well, I think that you need this, and
Holy shit.
I would use exercise equipment like as a gift to give myself something that I want, where I'm like, oh, she's like, oh, thank you, 2 45-pound bumper plates with customized to have the entire Hill family on it from King of the Hill. I don't even like that show. It's like, oh, I must have been thinking of me.
That is funny. Yeah,
that would be a good one.
It's not so. It's Black Friday or Cyber Monday, something like that. And I'm like, oh, I should go shopping for Jackie. And like 2 things happen. One, I'm like just shopping around. What's on sale? What do we got here? Oh, GoPro 8. I'm a couple GoPro versions behind. And so I got one of those for me. And then I carry a flashlight in my pocket all the time. I like those everyday carry people. And I love it. But this new flashlight is awesome, and it's red. So I got that for me.
Nice.
And that's it. Sorry, honey. We'll have to think of you some other day.
Merry Christmas, Jackie. I'm able to record your reaction to having this. Well, you can look at this flashlight. It's nifty, huh? Look how bright, even in the day.
Look at your pupils dilate.
Wow.
Yeah, so when I shine it at you.
I'm running now. And
Nice.
so I saw this like YouTube challenge. I mentioned it before. A mile a day for 30 days. Cool. But the GoPro 8 has like this rock steady stabilization built into it, so I can hold it and talk to it for a little bit. I can't run and talk that well, but and the idea is to make like a compilation video. Like, here's me day 1, day 3, day 9. You know, like you see how the 30 days went.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, this GoPro will be perfect. I shouldn't wait any longer. So that's what's up.
Well, I hope Jackie doesn't get an ab roller for Christmas. I hope you don't go that route. By the way, the Instant Pot is awesome. You eat that brown rice shit like.
Oh, almost every day I eat brown rice.
How do you make it when you cook it now?
Like up in a pot on the stove.
How long does it take?
Way longer than an Instant Pot. I already looked it up. Like Instant Pot's like, well, it's pretty instant.
Yeah, I think it's like a 1-to-2 ratio of rice to water, and then you press start. You actually just press rice, and like
it actually takes me no time because my girlfriend does it for me.
Yeah. Oh well, this is a good gift for her. Now she doesn't have to sit at the pot making you rice. Yeah,
I'm more excited about roasts. Like I love
a slow
roasts.
cooker for that.
Yeah, I have a slow cooker too, but I think you
big.
can like speed up the slow cooking.
Oh, that's pressure cooking. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what an Instant Pot is. It's a pressure cooker.
It does everything. It does, like, it'll make porridge and rice. It'll make pot roasts. You can pressure cook a ham. You can do anything.
I'm over here thinking Jackie needs one of these. Merry Christmas, baby.
Yeah. She'd probably like it.
No, she wouldn't. I can tell you why.
They're $48. Get after it.
Oh, is that what it is? I got her a KitchenAid mixer, right? At the time, the internet was going crazy.
Right, I'd have won.
At the time, the internet was going crazy for KitchenAid mixers. They were all like, these are the best things. They're so durable. This is the mixer that you want. And I got it for her. And now, even several years later, she likes that mixer, right? She's like, I'm really glad that I have this. But
they're real fucking nice.
This was a shitty present. She's still thinking that I should have got her something worthless and shiny.
Really? Oh, she does.
That's what she wants.
If you'd gotten me a KitchenAid mixer, you'd have gotten taken care of right then and there.
Those are a few hundred.
Is that all for still open?
Buckaroos.
I've already got one.
Shit.
Maybe if you get me the attachment that makes sausage, it would be
there's
fitting.
An ice cream maker attachment.
I already have an ice cream maker.
We do too, yeah. Now that I think about it.
Yeah. I got the meat grinding attachment, and so I put like chuck steak in there and make my own burgers.
Oh, that sounds good.
It's great.
It just apparently the KitchenAid mixer is like as good as they used to make them. You know, the things the appliances that lasted 30 years.
Yeah, they're legit as fuck. I saw a whole Reddit post the other day where a guy found one at a garage sale and like completely disassembled and reassembled it and made it good as new. And it was like, yeah, there we go. They're expensive, like $280, I think. $279.99 if my price is right.
Restaurant quality. You're real good at that. Like I'm pretty sure that's spot on. It's
Google it for me. Google it for me.
Okay, let's see. Let's go to Amazon and let's hit up KitchenAid mixer. Oh, there's so many different options. $279, the best choice.
Although it was $279.00.
It's true. You're over.
Yeah, I don't think.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so close.
Fuck you, Amazon.
God. Yeah.
Yeah, I
are
love
high
those
quality.
things a lot. I don't do much baking, but I am prepared if I ever do. But I mostly use it for like I said, for grinding meat as a meat grinder almost exclusively, and it's awesome, so awesome to like what. It's really satisfying to like you freeze the
Mhm.
meat slightly before you put it in so that it shreds better. Like you don't freeze it solid, you just chill it for like half an hour in the freezer. And like when you're just mashing it down in there with the plastic pokey stick, it's just at first it's going na 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 na, and then the meat hits it, it goes "Nyeh, nyeh, 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 nyeh," and then the meat just starts spewing out all ground up. It's
Yeah.
really satisfying.
It's the same kind of like satisfying feeling you get when you watch videos online of cars being thrown into those grinders or dead cows being thrown into those grinders. It's just neat.
Yeah, I like those a
Neat.
lot. I love when
Man,
they throw the dead cows in.
that's the kind of job like that. If I would have watched that clip when I was 11, I'd be like, man, I'm never going to get good enough grades to throw car parts into a grinder. Oh, pipe dream, Taylor, a pipe dream. Put that next to astronaut and things you're too dumb to
You keep working hard, young man, and
do. Yeah, keep working hard. Someday you can be the guy with work gloves and a Carhartt, t-shirt throwing, dead animal parts in there.
with 8 fingers.
Yeah, not cows. I don't think I've ever seen cows. Pigs, I think is the
I've
one
seen
I saw.
cows.
Yeah, I'm
You want
sure.
to see
maybe
cows
I
right
have.
now? I've got cows. It's really
see it.
satisfying. These things have those teeth that like roll
Oh,
together,
Yeah,
The
and
whole-
like the opposing like things that do
interlock.
that,
Yeah,
and they just tear chunk after chunk after chunk after chunk, and in like 10 seconds, an entire cow has been ground down to like pieces the size of a cell phone.
it's
yeah, for like
brutal.
dog food or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to watch.
I don't feel like it would hurt that much to fall in.
I'm pretty sure it'd be excruciating.
Not for long though.
Not for long though. Like it's better than burning alive.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't you suffocate?
I
from
thought of
burning
it
them
as
alive?
the worst possible thing. And then as I process it, shucks, I think after I lose an arm and a leg, I just tuck my head in there.
Oh, I'm going head first anyway.
Right.
from the
Well,
start.
I assume that like I'm fighting it at first. At first, I'm dancing on top of the blades. And then as soon as I lose an ankle, I curl my head in. Call it quits.
I'm fighting it at first. Maybe I can grab the blades and
No, not like that. This is a
You're just trying
dancing
not to go
master
in.
kind of
Yeah.
fight. Yeah.
Yeah, like those lumberjacks on the
Yeah,
spinning
on
log.
the
Oh, yeah.
log. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly like that until you make one wrong move and then you're ground ankles up.
Yeah.
Ah!
Dude, I imagine if there's been a couple cows in front of me, it's slippery too.
Yeah, probably. I'd like to request to go before the cows. It was not fair.
Do you ever watch
There's
that
a lot of
competition?
viscera on there after you've thrown a cow in.
I
You
haven't
watch that
watched-
competition? I don't know what it's called. It's like
Log
the Great
rolling,
American
maybe?
Lumberjack Challenge or something.
Sure.
I've definitely gotten drunk in college, come home from a bar, and been like, I'm going to watch lumberjack competitions on YouTube by myself for 2 hours.
That's
You
what
know
I
my
was-
favorite event. My favorite event is the tree climb when they just run like crazy straight up a tree with the spikes and the rope, and
Yeah.
then seemingly have no fear of just sliding back down it.
And they jump from 100 feet. They can.
Pretty much.
I
Yeah.
don't think you could jump from 100 feet, but they can somehow.
I mean, they slow themselves like
They're
as on the way down,
I'm-
and they've got a pad at the bottom.
You know what another fun competition to watch on YouTube are the obese guys who are really into having very sharp knives and like swinging them at water bottles. And slicing them in half.
I've seen
And
those.
I've
yeah.
never seen a thin person attempt a sharp knife challenge. It's always some guy who's got like tactical boots on, and it's like, dude, if shit goes down, you're only prepared for the food shortage.
You know what else is fun? The like fireman ladder climbing competitions where they have to go up a couple stories and they hang it in the windows and yeah, these guys run up vertical walls as quickly as I can run on flat ground, maybe faster.
Yeah.
Which
like
I've
that
learned
stuff.
is 6 miles an hour over the course of of a mile. That's
I
how
really
fast-
like. I even like the thing Taylor's talking about where they swing the knives. I actually enjoy that competition. Like they do one on the History Channel. They have, I think there's 2 different channels.
Yeah.
One might be 2 different shows. I think one might be on Discovery.
Greg Stevenson has just cut through 9 Dasanis, a world record. This is brought to you by Coca-Cola.
I think one of them, at least, because I was watching it when I was in prison. It was about creating the knife. Like they're like, all right, today we're making meat, like a meat cleaver, and so like 3 or 4 teams it's usually when I watched it was two guys, like a master and apprentice. They completely forge a brand new blade of whatever specification the judges have asked
Damascus
for,
steel,
and then the judges put it through like torture tests, like they chop coconuts in half with it, and then look at the edge to see if it's chipped or anything like that, or they slice through all those Dasani bottles or whatever the hell. And it was pretty cool, not only because you get to see the forging process, but then somebody actually does something with it. It was
the one that I like so much. I want to say they often use a cleaver, like it's a substantial knife, not a pocket knife, and they have to chop a bunch of different things. So it's like, all right, chop this log in whatever, as few hits as you can. So you want something like an axe, and then they'll be, okay, now I want you to slice paper. Now I want you to slice a rope while it's hanging. And a lot of these things have, in my mind, like a different perfect knife. So they have to make a knife that's so good that it can fill all those roles, and it's pretty impressive to watch. I think there's technique involved too. A great knife and a great swordsman.
Yeah,
I like how they call it their blades. Not their knife or their swords, their blades. So it's like,
good.
oh, this is a Damascus steel blade. And it's like, dude, this is so fucking funny. Look at these people. Someone does every year. Honey, please get a job. We have kids. I'm working on my blades. I'm working on my blade skill. Honey, first prize is a $50 gift card to Wendy's. Like, that's Thanksgiving. Yeah.
So I've been playing Call of Duty. Like, I still play it, and I'm not good. I'm better than I was, but not good. And I've been watching Sandy Ravage's live streams a bunch. I've been watching him for a couple months now, right? He does the American Truck Driver Simulator and some shooters and stuff like that. And he was playing doubles with Hutch. Cool, fun to watch. They had a good chemistry. And then Hutch had to go, and I'm in chat just like goofing about and whatever. And the whole chat asks for me to play with Sandy. Doubles. There's no place to hide in doubles, right? Like,
no.
You can't just like camp in doubles and hope that no one notices you went 8 and 7 or something like that. Or just like, and like, sure, I'm in. It seemed like a good time, and I warned him, like, look, we might lose some games. And if that happens, it will be my fault. That's where I am on this. There was a time where I was an asset to the team, and that time seems to have passed. There are games where we lose because I'm on it. First round was amazing. Sandy, I think if I remember right, Sandy damaged his guy. There's no healing in doubles, and then left me in a 1v2 with pistols. Now I don't know why.
Oh, it's like search and destroy rules. Where like once you're dead, you're dead.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's you could almost like search, but
and you don't heal
2v2, and there's no healing. So, and I finished Sandy's guy, but that wasn't too hard because Sandy had him 80% killed, and then I'm 1v1 with my own, and I pop out across map with a deagle. Bang, bang, zip. I was the best version of me. And the whole stream was spectating through, because he was dead. And it was like, oh my God. Well, water found its level after that. But it was a blast.
You're like, oh no, I've set expectations so high.
Yes, yeah.
You should be like, all right. Well, this has been a great time.
I've really enjoyed this.
Dude,
all downhill for here, Franklin.
I rode his backpack. We'd win games. I would go like, I'll say 3 kills, 6 deaths. Sandy's going 12 and 2. It just like wrecking it. It's me and Mike Tyson in a street fight out there having a blast. We lost some games too, and it was always my fault. Like, even if we got wrecked, like 6-2, you played it, whoever gets 6 wins. Sandy would be positive and I would be embarrassingly like bad negative. But
I've never
really
watched
cool
his
game
stream.
mode.
Is he like, is his viewership like, we're here for high quality video games, like way more than we're here
no. He's more fun than that. Like, as a matter of fact, I would say that this American Truck Simulator is like half his streaming, and he's got all kinds of memes. He plays Country Roads. He plays Would He Be Good? The song I made ages ago. And everyone, it's fun. He has a viewership that's fun. He's still beast. He's still so good. Yeah, anyway, so we had a blast, and I think I'll play with him some more. But it was fun to be... Dude, I kept thinking of, like, if you play with wings and you don't play well, there is no, like, that's okay. I don't know many people as good as Sandy whose identity isn't built their sense of self-worth isn't built around winning, right? He doesn't give a fuck if he wins or not. Like, it's totally fine. You know, like he goes 11-2, I go 5-6, and he's like, "We did it. Yeah, we did that. You and I together." I don't know. It means it's like a big deposit in the emotional bank account I've talked about when he's cool, even though I'm not. So we'll have to play again. But it was fun. I got carried last night by Sandy.
Mm-hmm.
I guess on stream, Wings said that he had a refrigerator full of Sunny Delight because it was on sale,
No, that's like worse than soda.
and they were
Is it?
like, "Oh, it's the worst." And he was like, "It's good for you." Like,
Falling for 90s TV
yeah.
kid commercial tropes.
I don't think so, man. I'm pretty sure there's less than 2% juice in Sunny Delight. It's literally Fanta without the carbonation. It's orange drink.
Is Sunny D bad for you?
I made
Sunny
the
D.
joke.
Sunny D may contain a full day supply of vitamin C, as its bottle says, but the tangy orange drink is drowning in sugar, 27 grams per glass. A better choice is milk. No shit, but it doesn't taste as good. Like you want, Sunny D as a kid was like crack. I loved Sunny D.
We don't have bad drinks in our house, really. We have milk usually. That'll be like
As close to a bad drink as I have.
I'll have milk as a treat, and then usually I just drink water.
Yeah, I don't drink water. I drink Diet Pepsi though. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, that keeps you hydrated, keeps your caffeine levels high.
Yeah, I need that
We have
caffeine.
coffee sometimes. I have that.
Coffee's not bad for you though.
Yeah, I've been feeling low energy. I got some B12 I ordered a couple days ago. This sublingual like B12 bottle.
Like a tincture kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess so.
Where you take the dripper and put it under your tongue.
Yeah, I'm drinking so much coffee, and I don't like drinking that much coffee. I like to drink like maybe 1 cup a day or something like that. And I had 3 in a row the other day, and I was like, "Oh, I'm still tired." Like,
If
Damn, if I have like 2
schedule-
cups of coffee, I'll have a panic attack.
Really?
Like, not a real panic attack, but like I'll be like tapping. I already tap my feet and like move around constantly. But
If your sleep schedule's off, then even though you get enough sleep, it's low quality sleep. And that could be it.
I fell asleep on the couch. I think that was it. Like I slept the proper amount, but it was couch sleep. I
Yeah,
don't know if that's good.
I am.
it's lower quality sleep.
I'm a little over it now, but I had a stuffy nose, which meant that my CPAP doesn't really work. That's where I breathe from. And oh my God, it was just like the old tired version of me wanting naps and grumpy. It's like, God, fucking stuffy nose ruins my deal.
Once I'm up, even if I'm like exhausted, I really try never to take naps. And I hardly ever do take naps because that feeling of waking up from a nap disoriented and not really knowing what time it is and like what part of the day, I hate that. That is the worst feeling. I've never woken up from a nap and been like, good idea. I always wake up and it's like, no, I'm not going to be tired at bedtime. I don't feel rested. I feel groggy and like I've pissed away 2 hours of the day or whatever. I don't know. Like that's the thing at Thanksgiving that I kind of like is after the meal, everybody seems to fall asleep very quickly. Or 90% of people at every Thanksgiving get together, like take a nap for like 45 minutes, hour and a half or whatever. And that's like my little alone time in the middle of family vacation or family celebration.
I don't mean to pull rank on you, but give it 20 years, young soul.
Yeah.
You'll be like, you know what? A couch nap is one of my favorite parts of the day, or chair nap. Got myself this lazy boy. It's been a quality of life upgrade.
My grandpa's favorite thing in the world to do is after those big meals, put in a huge dip of like skull straight unflavored or something, and then go put on professional bull riding and watch it for 9 seconds and be fucking out. Just pass the fuck out.
What happens to the dip in this situation?
Just stays in his mouth.
Is he just drinking it?
Well, when he wakes up, it's always gone. So,
So I
So
guess
he's
it
fine.
just disappears. Yeah.
He likes professional bull riding and ridiculousness with Rob Deerdeck.
oh my god,
Professional bull riding. Dude, the Brazilians have taken it over. I watched a documentary on it, and
Yeah.
apparently they have a lot of respect amongst American cowboys because they're just fearless and good at it, and they learn to ride bulls the same way the Americans did.
I was blown away at how dangerous that shit. Well, I wasn't blown away at how dangerous it was. Obviously, like you'll see somebody get absolutely concussed and gored, borderline gored, and then I'll be like, man, I didn't know there was so much money in this to be throwing your body on the line. And they'll be like, and this is Ted. Now he runs a 4,000 acre farm with his family, and he's here to make a little bit of money. What do you think about that, Charles? I think it's good he's here. And then they'll show let's take a look at the leaderboards. He's at third place, and they rank it by how much money you've made so far. And it's like first place, $600.
What? You're exaggerating,
I'm
right?
100% serious. I think it was like first place $600, second place $410, third place like 390. Like it was literally that low. Maybe it was so early in the night they hadn't made their coin yet, but I was like, oh my God, that guy in fourth place who has $260 just got stepped on by an angry bull. That's not going to cover his insurance.
Dude,
or his health care.
I Googled how much do bull riders make in a year. And the salary range for a typical bull rider is 20 grand to 187 grand.
Yeah, because they're all real farmers, like real ranchers and shit. Like this is just something they're like, Ted, you're real good at not getting too fucked up when you get tossed off a bull. You should do that. Yeah. So, all right, I'll go do that. Don't forget, we got work on Monday. Yeah, we
That's
caved in skull or no.
And that's the thing. Like these bull riders, like this guy's been doing it for 8 years. His body will never be the same. Never.
No.
He's got like a limp. He's still trying it. It's his ribs. He's missing 2 or 3.
I feel like even the toughest people in other sports, like even like Conor McGregor or something, one of those guys who's like, I'll fight anyone. Hey, step up to me and we'll see who gets what. And it's like, ride Ginger, the angry bull. He's like, are you fucking high? No, I'm not doing that. No amount my whiskey's going to get me on the back of that bull. That's a fucking nonsense. Yeah.
He'll fight anyone. How about Ginger? No.
I'll fight any human. That's way out of my weight class. That thing weighs 1,400 pounds. Like, I can't bulk to that. Yeah, yeah. So I was no, I was gonna say it made me laugh so hard. I was gonna say maybe I'll retell it on PKA, but I was waiting in the Atlanta airport. I had to go out of town for something, and I was waiting in the Atlanta airport. My flight got delayed for so long. Like I didn't end up leaving until, hours after my departure. And so I'm sitting there eating dinner at Bobby's Burger joint, I think, or something like that in the Atlanta airport. It's got Bobby Flay's picture all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
And I order a crunch burger and it says, burger with chips. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess they don't do fries here. Some places just do like chips with the burger. And then they bring it out and there is no lettuce, no tomato, no onion. And it's just a burger with American cheese and a bunch of chips on top. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. I guess they literally meant a burger with a bunch of chips on it, which it ended up being okay. But I had to wait for a while. Like, hey, can I get like all like the normal burger shit, like onions and lettuce and tomato to put on here? But I was sitting there and there was this dude. You know how airport conversations are. You're sitting there, everybody's bored as fuck. You're kind of catching up. To the left of me at the bar area, and it's like the corner of a bar. So you're more in contact, like not having to lean and talk down the way. And to the left of me is a woman, probably 60 something years old. She kept asking about where the smoking room was. So she could have been mid 50s. Like she clearly smoked a lot. And to the left of her was another gentleman. To the right of me was a guy who was like, who had, I don't know how long he'd been there, but he had drank way too much. And we'd been chit-chatting. He was asking me about hockey and stuff. And so I'm like, I don't give a fuck if this guy's drunk. Like, he's not being that annoying or anything. He just wants to talk about hockey. That's fine. And so we're sitting there chit-chatting. And this woman to the left of me has what in front of her is so fucking obviously an urn. Oh, no. So obvious. Like, it's ornate. It's like, I think it was like blue with like some silver like shapes and things. A very good looking urn kind of thing. And this guy to my right, like, I have been ignoring it the whole time. Like, I'm being pleasant with her, being nice and everything. Oh yeah, oh neat. Oh, I've never watched this show, like that kind of thing. But I'm purposely not addressing an urn in front of her because I don't want to have that conversation in an airport in a layover. And the guy to my right is like, "That's a really pretty vase. What do you keep in it?"
How did she answer?
Or no. What do you say? He said, like, that's a really pretty vase. What do you use it for? What do you keep in it? Would have been too perfect. I think it's like, what do you use it for? Or something like that. And then she is like right next to me and she goes, it has my 27-year-old daughter in it.
No. Oh, God, no.
She died in a car accident on Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's
And I
worse
was
than
like-
I thought.
I was
Oh,
like,
it's so much worse.
Oh my God.
God, you were thinking
I'm
parent,
s-
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Elder.
I was hoping it would be parent, but this woman, no, it has my 27-year-old daughter. She died in a car accident on Thanksgiving. I was
No.
like,
Oh,
I was doing the thing.
She
Like
just
I just pretended to be religious when she talked about it later. When I'm like, God has a plan for all of us. She's like, yes, he does. Yes, he does.
And his
and I
plan
was,
for your daughter was to live in that little pot you got there.
and,
Jesus.
and then like it was maybe like a minute later, and the guy like thinks he's quietly talking to me, and he leans over me. He's like, yeesh. I just want to be like, oh my God, dude. I'm like, another beer for me, please. You just get me going. And it was so uncomfortable. He ended up leaving later, and the other guy did on the far end too. And it's just me and this woman. I still have like 25 minutes to burn, like sitting there looking at an empty beer glass and my like the chips, fragments remaining on my plate. And she's like talking to me like it's been real tough. It's been real tough. And I'm like, I can't imagine that. That's so horrible. Do you have any other kids? She's like, no.
Ooh.
No, this is
Not
my
anymore.
only kid.
Does that
but
make
she
it
had
anymore.
worse? Are you supposed to have more kids as backup plans?
I think you probably should have a backup plan for exactly this reason for Thanksgiving.
Really? And
Massacres.
just like, all right, we're gonna need you to be a doctor and a lawyer now, Johnny.
For
that
Thanksgiving
was-
massacres.
But that was far and away the most uncomfortable. It wasn't one of those bars that has like the mirror in front of it, but I bet my face turned like so red because
Oh,
it was
yeah.
more embarrassed for the whole situation than I've ever been like even on this show. Where it's just like, oh,
Would it have
oh
been?
my God, dude, why would you point out it's got a cap on it? It's not a vase. It's vase shaped, but so are all urns. It was like, holy fuck, dude, that was so uncomfortable. Why would you bring that up? But yeah, he stumbled to his flight a little later, and I that's the last I'll ever see of any of them. So
Holy shit.
yeah, that later I was laughing about it today because it was so uncomfortable. But at the time, with that poor woman, watery-eyed sitting there, not really touching her
watery-eyed.
crunch burger very much. It's like, oh, this is, and it's on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
What are you thankful for? And as her daughter's on the way, I'm thankful to spend time with my family today. And it's like, she didn't actually say that, but I can imagine her.
I didn't like this story a bit, Taylor.
I kind of
I thought-
enjoyed it.
I
It
liked
had
it. I liked
some
it a
funny
lot.
parts. Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow,
Shout
that's
out to
awkward.
the drunk guy next to me at Bobby Flay's Burger Restaurant at the Atlanta airport for giving us 3 minutes of content.
Man,
So
you really stepped in it.
you traveled for work? What'd you do?
Yeah.
What can you
Yeah. I
say? I
traveled.
always don't know how to ask.
I just went on behalf of a client and had a couple meetings for them, and it went
The
great.
Nitty gritty.
Yeah, the nitty gritty of details. No, I went. Everything went really, really well. So I was happy to come back. I was more. The worst part about leaving town is like the way like the consumer products world works is like the person in charge of like whatever category it is, like health and beauty care or fucking produce or whatever. They've got people from like Chiquita Bananas, isn't that what it's called? Like like those kind of people coming in. Every brand who has like whatever client it is in mind, like I'm going and representing them, and like you get fucking 25 to 30 minutes to like take whatever presentation that client gave you. The night before, I'll spend a while like going through the numbers, making sure that I have a solid understanding, knowing kind of where the competition's numbers are at or whatever. And if they have really good numbers, like IRI and Nielsen data is looking good as far as like brick and mortar sales and growth, super easy. Just go in, be likable. Hey, boom. Oh, look at us. Number 2 in the category. Pretty solid. You know what you could also benefit from? Putting another stack of bananas next to your current stack. Double banana, like that basically kind of thing. But if like you go in, you have shitty data, you have to be like, yeah, usually I'm a data man, but you have to walk with me for a minute, down this inference lane. And so that sucks. But it was a real easy.
So tell me if I understand this part of your job right. You're representing a client. You're talking maybe to someone who deals with shelf space or something, and
It's called like a retail buyer. So like, let's say for cosmetics or something, like Maybelline or whatever. They would talk to the health and beauty care, and they would be like, hey, those fucks at Chanel, look at their numbers. They're a higher price point and you got a bigger margin with them, but look at us. We're selling a lot more volume, a lot more turn on the shelves, and we're netting you a higher profit. You would actually gain money by taking one of their larger items off and putting two of our smaller ones in, and present your case for that. And then they take months running it up their ladders and shit and figuring out exactly the best way to get money per inch on the retail shelf, basically. So it's like, and then the person after you will come and be like, I bet that Maybelline guy just came in here and fed a bunch of crap to you. Well, Chanel's about to set the record straight. Like you're real and it's like bing, bang, boom, right after the other. This person, the buyer's just sitting there and like, you cannot be too wordy. Like you have to be concise and be able to read them because like, even
so
if
you can be too wordy. Did I hear that wrong?
You can't be too wordy because you're like 25, 30 minutes at most. So you got to, like, even if your presentation, like let's say the Maybelline was like, hey, we want you to really hit this eyeliner. Don't stop. Like make sure that they buy and get decent distribution throughout all their stores on this eyeliner. And I get in there and immediately the buyer is like, I am so done with eyeliners. We can't, I've talked to my boss. We can't change this. You have to on the fly be like, all right, that's fine. They weren't that interested in presenting that anyway. They have an excellent line of eyeliners. But another thing you should see is this salve. Now it's brand new. Throwing in like other retailers that have high distribution. Yeah, your neck. Now this is a new salve that you're gonna love. Look at the size of my neck. Try and wrap your hands around it. You can't. Yeah, I'm unstrangleable.
I was so
incredibly effective. I actually got some on my face last week. Look at this.
Go ahead, I can't be you can't be too wordy, and I understood that to mean there's no such thing as too wordy. And then it didn't fit with but you only have this much time. I'm like, wait a minute, you can be too wordy, right? And you're like, nope, you can't. And I'm like,
you shouldn't get bogged down in like your plan if it's very clear that that's not going to work. Because
you got
then
to do a tight 5.
Time. Yeah, and then the buyer is going to be like, because the relationship you build with them is really important because like they're humans like everyone, and if they start to think like this fucking Maybelline guy sucks. God, every time he comes in, just da. Like if anything, you want to try and almost expedite it and get it done faster because then next time they have a meeting with you, as long as you get your purpose done, they'll be like, oh, okay, I can kind of sit back and relax, and it's in the middle of changing the items on the shelves season. I'm so stressed out, the buyers, and okay, this guy's always quick. He's no jibber jabber. He's just getting it done. So you kind of have to read it. And like some buyers are all about numbers, where like you'll try and explain like the appeal of a product in a different way, and they'll be like, okay, what's IRI though? What's your IRI data? What's your Nielsen data? And then you'll be like, okay. But other people are way more like intuitive with their decisions, and so you just kind of play the less numbery thing. I've found that it goes like pharmacies, the most math heavy and like big people, like grocery chains seem to be more like, like thinking more about the individual consumer and what they might prefer, even if it's not technically scientific. But I'm still only 28, so I don't know that much.
So you're still, is that where you spend most of your time working with buyers? Like you don't work on the, like, dude, if your package was turquoise, it would pop. Like that's not what you do.
I do stuff like that too. Yeah. I'll help with package design, do things like that. But a lot of it is like I'm pretty good with package design stuff, like as an intuitive thing. Like I'll like come into meetings and be like, actually, that's the wrong font size for that. What are you really trying to tell the consumer? Yada, yada, yada. And what's being promoted here? If you pull someone off the street and tell them what this product's for, what are they going to say? They're going to jump to that big text. Shrink that, grow that, expand, like that kind of thing. Like I'm pretty good at like consumer perception, but that's not as big a part because most companies don't like to change packaging all the time because it's expensive.
And you'll build up all these job skills and leave it for South Park, anal dildo of truth or something.
Yeah, that's what it'll be. Yeah, I'm bummed out because I've been so fucking busy since I think last time I streamed was on Saturday or maybe Sunday, and I haven't had time all week. Like I think my next available time might be Friday evening, so I think I'm gonna give that a go. That'll be fun because I'm having so much fun with this. I got people making fun of me after my second stream ended. They're like, raid Woody, or like host Woody. And I didn't know how to do that. And so I was like, oh, well, see ya. And I just ended it. And then the next time they were like, oh, you gotta raid Woody. And I was like,
wait, we streamed twice at the same time?
I think so. Or maybe it wasn't, maybe it was Filthy. They were trying to get me the first time. Okay. It was someone. But the second time I successfully raided you, which apparently just means I send all of my chat over to your people, and you were like working on a tech issue for the first 5 minutes of it, and like so you weren't paying attention to the chat or the number of viewers, which like more than doubled, and you were just like looking like, I didn't change these settings. What the hell is going on? Yeah, and then like you switched back to the chat, and you're like, oh, viewership, way, and like the whole chat was like, notice the raid, Woody, notice the raid.
I do remember that. I didn't know I was away for so long. I try not to be, but
yeah, but it's fun. Are you still having fun with it? Having a good time
streaming? Yes, yeah. I think part of it is because I like this game. I'm playing this Star Wars Fallen Jedi game. I think that's what it's called.
I saw that.
And that's been a good one for me. Borderlands got to be a bit of a grind at one point. I might stream COD again, but the one time I streamed COD once or twice. Anyway, sucking really hard on COD is a rough spot. It feels like I've never bombed as a comic, but I imagine they're similar. You know, like you're just getting raped. And
yeah,
and I feel like I'm bombing. I feel like but I might try it again.
Yeah, I've gotten used to sucking. I'll get like beat up by, or no, I didn't get beat up by the giant Nazi aborted fetus. I defeated that first try,
dude,
in the South Park game.
I suck at this Jedi game, and it's like fun almost, right? It's like there's imagine a paddle wheel spinning, right? But it's and you need to jump on that, and then the platform on the other side of it. Cool. The paddle wheel's spinning down, so it's extra hard. You can make it slow down with your Jedi Force, and then jump. Dude, it took me a bunch of tries. I'm like frustrated, but I felt like it was a good show. And I'm okay with sucking so long as it's part of the fun. And when I finally made it, I was so excited, and I felt like that is a good part of the show. That I feel good about. But in COD, when you suck, not only do you suck, and there's that aspect to it, but your show sucks. Yeah. And to double it up like that, it's like, oh, this isn't at all what I had in mind.
Well, you'd kill it in the South Park game.
Yeah,
very easy, turn-based. I love the turn-based thing. Yeah, and like they took such low effort. Like the bad guys in the show are Nazis, and or not the show, the game are Nazis, and instead of adding like German like Nazi sounding, VO for it, every time like that goes back to those characters, it's just like one of 3 phrases from a Hitler speech. Where he's like, Eastern side at all, and then they'll attack, and then you attack them, and yeah. But I'm beating the Nazis up. I'm doing a pretty good job. I almost fucked up on this one because I didn't realize the umbilical cord was actually a separate entity.
Yeah,
it kept healing the Nazi baby, and so
stem cells. You got to harvest that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm getting PRP treatment in a week.
What's that?
Platelet-rich plasma. So they take your blood out. Put the parts that heal you in it, and then they inject that right in your injury spot. My elbow injury came back, and that was something that they feared might happen, and this is step 2. It's kind of related to stem cell treatment. We'll see if it's good. In my
lifting?
Yeah, probably. My stream was like scam. I looked it up, and it was kind of like inconclusive in terms of a treatment, but the MMA community loves it. They're always on the forefront of these bad joints type injuries, and Joe Lozon is the one who sent me in that direction. I'll let you know how my experience goes. But
cool,
we'll see.
Yeah, that seems like it's a very Joe Rogan-y thing. Yeah,
yeah, it would be a Rogan-y thing. Yeah,
yeah.
But in my doctor had the same injury from golfing, and that was how he solved it. So he believes in it, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds pretty legit. I mean, there's a lot of therapies that are kind of like that, where they take like one part of you and then they concentrate it and they put it back in.
Yeah, it's my first time doing anything like this. Oh, actually, no, they did it on my ankle too. So,
yeah, it sounds a little bit like blood doping.
Yeah, I see the similarity there.
Oh yeah, but you're not fighting, so it's legal.
Yeah, it's just legal in fighting actually. Well, blood doping.
I didn't know that.
But PRP treatment is legal.
Do a little Tour de France, or I was going to say, or during the Tour de France.
Maybe it'll help me with my running.
Oh, you should ask him about that. He's like, hey, look, I'm a runner. Okay, and
you can tell I've got that runner's body,
and I got this big. Well, I'm having to run a lot. Okay, every day I'm running 10 minutes at least.
I'm down to 9:30 now.
All right, and upwards of 9 minutes. I could see by the look on your face you're impressed, but we're trying to lower that number. Could you get me a few more red blood cells? I don't care where they come from. Give me some goat blood, whatever. But I want it. I want the good stuff.
None of that sickle
Goat
cell
blood.
nonsense.
That'll probably just kill you. Yeah.
Those great at high altitude. They must have great red blood cells.
I want to be able to sprint up the side of sheer mountains. Give me goat blood.
Even 4 days in, I've always been like this with cardio. Like a week into it, I've made big improvements, and I'm just running a mile a day every day. Today was day 4, and I'm feeling like way better than day 1. I don't know if it's psychological or physiological or what, but
yeah.
I'm
Probably
happy
physical.
that we're
Like your
starting.
body's getting more used to it, and you're just doing
Yeah,
better
it's
at
both.
It.
You've got that muscle memory thing where your muscles that have once atrophied like bounce back much more quickly because they know how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Could be, but yeah, I don't know. I'm glad I did it. I might run afterwards after the month is done. We'll see.
Yeah, you should keep it going. Keep it rolling if you can. But like I find,
do you run there on your
usually when it's
property?
My driveway's the warm up and cool down, and then I run a route that I measured on Google Maps.
Oh, cool.
Down the street and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. So I don't know, dude. It's legit like making me happier. This is weird. I can't tell if it's so everyone knows like exercise is good for like that seasonal depression stuff like that. All right, cool. I'm like, but that's probably bullshit, and it certainly is not going to work in a day. But like 4 days in, I'm like, damn, like this is a genuine like mood lifter. So
yeah. A runner's high, as they say.
I don't know if I quite get. I just imagine people gliding and enjoying their music. That's not how I run. I like I said, 2 minutes into the run, I'm dying, and I just keep doing that until the run is done.
That'd be a funny sketch if like a cop pulls someone over and the guy's in like all running gear, and they're like, "Sir, where are you running? I suspect you're high." He's like, no, I haven't been running. Let me see your shoe. Oh, those Asics quite worn down. Where have you been? It's like at the park. Just walking, though. Just walking, I promise.
All right, I had one run, but that doesn't get me high.
I jogged a little.
Well, you've admitted to one run. Hop out of the car. Go ahead and sprint to that tree. It's the gait of a runner.
It's like those, the commercials that are like buzz driving is drunk driving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like there should be one about jogging.
Jogging high is a runner's high.
Yeah, jogging high is a running.
I like that bit.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I watched
and
The
now
Irishman.
to do nothing.
I'll save it for PKA, but I finally set aside 3.5 fucking hours. Man, it's people should watch it so they know what we're talking about.
I plan to watch it tonight. I don't know if I'll get through the whole thing.
Kyle expertly gave me no clues to his opinion on the show.
I noticed Jim Norton in there. I was surprised to see him in there.
Didn't notice him.
Does he have a speaking role or no?
Yeah, he's a stand-up comic. He
plays. That's within his acting.
I didn't
range.
remember that was him.
Yeah,
he did makeup, right? He was old, the stand-up comic, wasn't he?
Well, yeah, he's playing. Who's that fucking insult comic? The super duper famous one from
Mickey Rooney.
That era. Yeah, he's playing Mickey Rooney.
Is that right?
I think so.
Who's the guy that got too much plastic surgery? Is that Mickey Rooney? Mickey Rourke.
That's Mickey Rourke.
Don Rickles.
Don Rickles.
Yeah. He's hilarious. Or he's dead now, but he was funny.
Yeah, he was kind of one of the original insult comics. Yeah, fun guy. Yeah. I was like, who is that? That sounds familiar. And then I was like, I read that it was Jim Norton. It's like, oh, that's cool. It's really cool.
Good for him. Yeah. So I have seen like takes on the movie that it is too long. All right,
yeah,
we won't get
watch
into
the
it
movie.
all.
Kyle liked it.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it tonight.
Wow, will you? That's a big.
I mean, I'll watch some of it tonight, and
I'll watch it tonight, but based on its length and into the morning.
Yeah, well, it's 6:57, so
you do have an
probably
extra
won't
hour.
finish it. Yeah,
but
we'll see. I'm excited to watch it though.
Yeah,
like
a lot of big names in there, and it's historical. It's based on a book of a guy. The guy wrote a somewhat factual, somewhat best guess scenario of what happened to Jimmy Hoffa. That's what it's about.
Uh, I read about him right afterwards. I was like, "Is this how like accurate was this?" And a lot of mobsters felt like the Irishman sort of played up his role in this thing and made himself to be a bigger deal than he really was. They called it a huge work of fiction and stuff like that. So.
Well, they are known for their openness and honesty.
Right? I'm stuck on
mob.
that too. Right. Yeah. They're like, this guy made himself.
We were really cool.
Like, this guy made himself out to be the center of everything. And he's the guy that killed Jimmy Hoffa and all that. And they're like, that's all malarkey. I'm bringing it back, malarkey.
Bunch of malarkey. Yeah, that's an old-timey word.
Yeah, it's the bee's knees.
Like a nice way to say bullshit.
Yeah.
The cat's pajamas.
I like jabroni. That's one of my favorite insults. I've been using that one a lot.
And Mac's really like no, it's a hockey word. It's like, no, it's not.
I feel like it's more of a wrestling word, like in the old like WWE days, like they wanted to curse.
You're nothing but a jabroni.
Yeah, they're the kind of guys that you'd think would curse a lot. They're big, tough guys, and they're talking about killing each other, but they can't.
Yeah.
So you got to come up.
You're up here talking a lot of crud. And I'm not gonna stand for it, dag nabbit. It's like, no, that's not believable. They should be able to say like fucking shit and cunt.
I was watching it's a TV show called Working Moms. I thought it was a movie when I clicked on it. Anyway, there's these like imperfect working moms, and they're fun. And one was like, I use the C word on my child.
Oh,
and,
shit.
And another mom is like,
pretty cool.
What?
Mom.
Like, you did? And another one is like, I use the N word. And you're right. So you're with and the other one,
was it a black family or a white family?
These they're white families, although there's one black family in the room.
What I'm asking is, did the white lady call her white child the N word?
No, it turns out the C word is can't and the N word is no. But at one point she's explaining, like, oh, let me explain this for you. She called her kid a cunt because kids are fucking annoying sometimes. These are the main characters that we're meant to like. And the other moms are like, what? No, the C word is can't, and the N word is no, and
what the fuck?
Yeah, and then the fun moms are like, oh, so where are we on cunt and nigger in front of the kids? Are they okay now?
That's where they're at. Dude, I mean, were they sincerely said? Wait, is this like a documentary or
no? It's I guess you'd call it a sitcom, but it's a little better than I think of as a sitcom.
Okay, is it like a mockumentary where they make it seem like they're like on camera?
No, you're following four moms who just had a baby.
Okay,
some of them are first baby, one of them or two of them's not, and they're like headed back into the workforce. Some of them like it, some of them don't. It's good. I don't know if everyone would like it. It's not suited for our audience in that, like, maybe it has a feminine target.
Babies.
Yeah, but I liked it anyway.
Well, maybe if we got they fuck the babies. You got anything like that?
But if they did it ironically.
But I want him to I want him to call the baby the N word while she fucks it though. And I don't mean no.
I mean the real one.
Big one. But yeah, anyway, it was a fun show. I watched the whole
Did you see Joe Biden fucking
oh my god
on that stage making an absolute fool of himself?
No, but I believe it.
I hope they nominate him.
Woody,
I
think there's something wrong with him.
I can't get enough of these comments.
I wouldn't bet against it.
Having his he was talking about having his leg hair patted down.
Yes.
It is. We need to watch it because I can't even.
It's like a Family Guy old man who just. It's like a bit from Family Guy where like some old man is at a bus stop just talking nonsensically, and Peter's like, "Yeah, so Alzheimer's, huh?" It's like. I'm scrolling way up through my messages to try to find it because it's from like last night about this time. So in 24 hours,
he's losing his mind visibly, and I'm here for it. I got it. I want him to get the nomination. That'd be so funny.
Can you relink it?
Oh yeah. I had to scroll forever.
I can't believe you haven't seen this. This is going real viral. Everybody on both sides was really
and before we start, like I didn't care for what Joe said about marijuana, but I think he's. It seems like a genuinely okay guy as far as Democratic presidential candidates go. But I am genuinely like not. This is the bit or not being silly here. I don't like talking about this just because it's funny. There's something wrong with this. If my grandfather, if it were alive and he were doing this, I'd be like, Grandma, if she were alive, we got to do something. We got to get him to the neurologist.
You got to let me watch it.
Yeah, let's
I'm at
watch it.
0.
3, 2, 1, play.
And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. And I tell you what.
Jesus Christ!
And the best way to end that, dude, if you told me script any 30 seconds you want Joe Biden to say, I couldn't come close to as funny as that. Where at the end he's, I like to learn about kids jumping on my lap. I love kids jumping on my lap.
I
He's
have
like
to
clutching
imagine
a tiny child while he does it.
that there's probably a minute or two on either side of that where he's not quite as insane. They just grabbed the best of it and ended it with kids jumping on my lap.
Oh, no,
What could he parlay that into?
They cut out the part where he started urinating on the stage.
out of kindness. Yeah, man. And it's weird. The news is all not writing Biden off, but he wins every poll. Every poll, I always see him with the big lead. Always. He's always in front. And it's always a race for second place. They act like Pete Buttigieg is winning for a while, right? Because he's winning in Iowa, I think, and he was briefly winning in New Hampshire. And they act like he's he's in fourth. You know, on a good day.
It's going to be Warren.
Warren's declining in the polls.
I think they're going to put Biden is too crazy. And it hurts me to say it, but he's not going to make it through because I would
wait
love
until
to
Warren
see
gets
him.
on that stage and there's a back and forth and everybody gets to see an angry woman on stage.
I'm agreeing with the Bernie bros takes on Twitter that Bernie is their best shot to beat Trump. If they picked Bernie, which they fucking won't, Bernie would win for sure. He would take back the Rust Belt with like his pro workers stance. For like, I would be blown away if Trump beat Bernie.
I have my own thing. Of course, I'm the Buttigieg guy, right? And the natural counter is black guys don't like gay guys, right?
Yep.
Black VP.
I don't know if that's going to cut it.
I can just see like Buttigieg goes to clap him on the back and he's like, I ain't gay.
No.
I told you.
Kamala Harris is VP.
My mama watching this shit.
What if his VP is
For
a
some reason,
black
he picked
woman?
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. If Buttigieg runs and his running mate is a black woman, I like that combo. I think
How
that'll
do you feel
motivate
about
the
Mr.
Democrats.
Buttigieg is VP. Well, I know he's not going to try to fuck me. I don't know, man.
That'd
I
be a
don't
good
know.
joke. That'd be a good joke. Yeah.
I don't know. Like it's not just the blacks either. You know, there's a lot of just
Hispanics
regular
and
white-
blacks are much more religious.
there's a lot of just people
He's
who
religious.
who don't like homosexuals. There's a lot of just the religious right who are just not going to sign on to that. And I get that, like, oh well, they weren't going to vote for Bernie anyway.
And the
Some of
religious
them were.
left.
It's very tricky, right? Like I feel like the Democrats in general are trying to get like every vote they can, and the Republicans in general are kind of like, fuck your homo ass. Funny I said that way. You know, we're going to get our base can win an election. We don't need to get your base. We don't need to kowtow to some overweight, angry, purple-haired college girl.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to try to win her vote. We're going to do what we want. But the Democrats don't do that as much. You know, you don't see them like Republicans are constantly putting down urban life, right? Because they're not getting votes from there. The Democrats are never putting down rural schools. They never do that. They never say like, you fucking Louisiana kids getting 600 on the SATs, suck a dick. Never hear it.
I mean, you definitely hear elitists in media and politicians
Definitely
making
don't.
fun
Like,
of rural people for being dumb, inbred, deplorables.
Fox
They call
talks
it
about
flyover country.
poop in the cities.
Didn't we
all the
determine
time.
that was a real story though? Like
Yes.
a huge influx of shit.
But
in
being
this
real
Democrat.
doesn't mean that like it's. It's also real that all these Southern schools have bad SAT scores, but they don't talk about it in the Democrat. The other candidates are not doing that. Trump is on stage putting down cities and Democrats and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just a
they
different take
definitely
on
put
it.
down Trump all the time, but
Sure. But I guess I just see the Democrats trying to win over the Republicans, and the Republicans saying we're happy with our base.
Yeah,
And
I think
we'll
that's
see what wins.
it's a democratic sort of ideal, I suppose. They want to be this all inclusive kind of party, so it makes sense for them to try to pull on every string they can.
Sometimes they don't
reach.
seem to
I
like
hear
white
you.
men.
I think it's more of a Democratic tactic, not an ideal. Like you painted a very good, like a kind picture on it.
Sure.
I think I look at it through a more manipulative lens. Like I think they're just like, any vote is fine. That
Oh, for sure. And there's a bunch of old, probably white dudes sitting in a room who are like the Democratic elite, and they're like, "We're gonna get a lot of coloreds this time around."
yeah, probably.
Trump can't win the coloreds. Not after that.
Well, I
The
mean, that's
brown
literally
ones, the
what they're
black
doing.
ones.
That's the only reason that they would pick someone like Kamala for VP, because she is abysmally unpopular, because the whole black community seemed to turn on her when it's like, oh, so you like locked kids up for truancy and stuff. Yeah, we don't care for that. Screw you. And she dropped off precipitously in the polls when that was like a hammered talking point.
Yeah.
And so like to put her back in the limelight, it's not like she was so popular. She had 1.2% and then dropped out. It's more like, no, because of her skin color and their vagina, throw them in there, plug and play. We're trying to cover as many bases as possible.
It's a normal thing for VP to do that, though. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Usually,
Yeah, that's
not
why
race
Obama
and
took
sex,
Biden.
but usually it's geography. I mean to say, they'll grab some like Texas Democrat and hope to get that state. Like that.
For sure. Which doesn't make sense to me. It's like you got to be. I feel like you got to be more purple in your VP selection now. Like I think like a Georgia Democrat might be a great idea.
Could be. Yeah.
I mean, a Florida Democrat definitely would. Like obviously Georgia
Florida,
is like
Ohio.
13 electoral votes, and Florida is like
20.
The double challenge with Georgia is I'm not sure you'd win that state. Like
it's hard. You'll win the city of Atlanta. You'll lose everything else.
But yeah, Georgia's a little more purple than it used to be.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the city of Atlanta is
super blue. Purple's the state. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the state's red. The rest of it, it's that there's 5 million people, I think, roughly in Atlanta. They're all blue, and then there's the rest of Georgia that's all red, and the mixture turns out to make the whole state kind of purple. But
North Carolina has a similar demo. We have the Triangle area where I'm from, Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, which combined into a good sized city, and then Charlotte, which is a good sized city, and then the rest is all very red, probably like Georgia.
Oh. A completely different topic.
Yeah.
Good.
Somebody keyed Wing's fucking car.
That's
that
not
sucks.
nice. Do you think they knew it was Wings?
He thinks they do. It's probably unlikely. But I thought that was super duper shitty. I really dislike that sort of thing.
His new one?
I think it was his new one. I just saw a screenshot of like car paint and like a big, scratch.
That really blows.
I agree.
That sucks.
Some people are like, you would never defile a man's car. Like his car is
sacred in some way,
like more sacred than just the value of it, but I'm not like that. But I still, man, I wonder where. I hope it didn't happen in his yard. That would be
no, it was at Walmart. I think
invading. Okay.
Oh, then it was just some hoodlum kid. Probably.
Man, I hate that happened to him though.
Yeah,
hoodlum, as if he's like, I'm so pissed about missing the soccer match. I'm gonna key this Mustang. As if that guy's in South Carolina.
That's not what hoodlums sound like.
Taylor, you're normally good at accents, but you're not really getting Walmart hoodlum.
I'm thinking a hooligan. I'm an hooligan. I don't fucking know. It means no good.
That's real shitty. I really dislike that sort of thing. I would never key anybody's car. I can't think of a scenario like
no,
why
that's shitty.
That's a real cowardly thing to do. I don't know. That's real shitty. It didn't look too awful. Like it didn't look like they went through like the paint and the primer and like down to the metal or anything, which would be like a worst case scenario because then it's gonna rust. But it looks like he needs to take it somewhere and they can mostly fix that. Like
still,
cheap.
that's money you don't want to spend.
Yeah, of course not. He just got that car. I think it's his brand new car. Yeah.
That's sad. That sucks. And it's new. Jackie did it to me. We were
she keyed your car? Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. We were bringing Hope's dorm furniture home in the spring, and or maybe we're taking it in the fall. That's not important. What's important is that she was carrying a big square piece of furniture like it was a dresser. And she got like the driver's side rear door, and it left a white line on it that was like 6 inches long. And she just owned right up to it. She's like, Woody, I am so sorry. Like I did this. I was carrying it with 3 cars.
Some Mac.
With 3
Get
cars
the
in our
belt.
driveway, there's not a lot of room in between them. So you need to walk on the outside if you're carrying furniture, and she didn't. And like it was just it looked like you took a white crayon and drew a 6-inch line on it. It was bad. And I couldn't tell if it was the white furniture's paint or if it was whatever's
primer.
under the red paint. Like I don't know. And I tried to clean it off, and I tried to rub it with my fingernail, and I couldn't get it. And I wasn't the best me about it. Like I didn't like basically silent treatment her, and it was
Sometimes that's the play.
I was grumpy and
For Christmas, you get her $1,000 certificate to a paint and body shop.
I gave her kind of
That's
a
really funny.
grumpy silent treatment. And it was an accident. She didn't deserve that, but
Nah.
it's not the worst husband either. So
It's understandable.
I went out and bought some like goo remover. It didn't work for me. And then she went out there and worked it and worked it and worked it. And it's perfect now. She cleaned it. And I guess the paint that I was looking at was from the furniture. And it was on there tough enough that I didn't get it off. I thought I was ready to take it to somebody. She fixed it.
Yeah,
Good.
you always whenever you get a little annoying dent or scratch, like I was just talking about this the other day on PKA. I think like I've got like one annoying scratch and one annoying dent. Like the scratch is like not even an inch, and the dent is nobody knows where that dent is but me. But they can fix things like that. They go underneath that side of the body, and they can like roll the dent out from the backside with this tool, and they can get scratches just gone.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, dents, I understood. I've seen like paintless dent repair places that do a better job than you'd guess. They really get that out. But if the paint's missing, I would have thought that is a hard nut to crack.
They put some new paint in they put some stuff on there that fills that in, and then they put some sealant over that, and then they polish the whole thing. If it's really bad, they got to repaint, and that's a problem. But most of the time, buffing and resealing can fix the whole thing. A professional can get it done, and it's not expensive. It'd be less than $100 probably for like a moderate kind of repair. But those dents, like there used to be a guy who'd come to the dealership, and I want to say he charged $25 a dent or something like that, which it sounds like not much of a living. But when you go to a car dealership, and they're like, all right, it's going to be quite a day to get started.
We got 92 dents for you.
He's like $25, all right, and $50, and I was like, let's call that one 150. All right. Yeah, there used to be a dent here. You can't even tell, can you?
This whole tailgate was smashed in.
That one had hail damage. You guys didn't even notice, huh? Oh, that's 27,000. Yeah,
Hail damage.
those guys are good.
Girl I worked with I know it's time to wrap up. The girl I worked with had hail damage. Her whole car looked like it had dimples on it. And then she lived in Kentucky where it gets hot. Couple heat cycles, and it cured itself.
That's really handy.
The metal flexed. Remember when we were doing that in Wings Yard that time, and his lovely girlfriend helped us?
She was so grumpy. She was so grumpy.
Is that the word you want to use?
Let's circle back to the C word.
Yeah, exactly. Grumpy is not the word that came to mind when I think of her.
We're there. We don't see each other very often. We're all friends, and like I don't know. We're just excited to be together. I saw on YouTube someone who took a a can of air, compressed air. You know this.
Yeah.
You turn it upside down, it blows really cold. And I forget if you do the heat first or the cold first, but anyway. Combination of an hot air dryer and a hair dryer and this cold made it pop. If you do it quick enough. And we're gonna try this, and it's gonna be fun. And Wings had a dent in his truck, and we gave it a go, and it didn't end up working. But like it was on her to find a hair dryer because she's a girl,
and Wings is bald.
Right? I didn't think it through that lens, but yeah. So and she was just like wanting to sit in the car doing nothing, but like being a black hole of energy and fun, and
literally, and she was so awful. She was like, and I remember thinking, like, when you look like that, you cannot mix that with a personality like that. You should have fucking sugar cookies out here in one hand and a hair dryer in the other. You cunt. You are a despicable human being. Like you are like you have the nasty. we had a guy in the hangout recently. He's on this crazy vacation, and
Holly.
I won't give too much away. And but he was he's with a very beautiful young lady, like some sort of like Instagram like thought. And he was like, but you know how it is when they're that beautiful, they're awful to be around. They're fucking crazy. They're mean because they know they can get away with it. And I'm like, yeah, I guess that is true sometimes. And I'm thinking like
Most of the time.
Wing's girlfriend, like she must have. She's one of those people who like it's like Travis Tritt has this song called 10 Feet Tall and Bulletproof about every time he starts drinking, he starts thinking he's 10 feet tall and bulletproof. And like when he looks in the mirror, first of all, he's a despicable looking human being. But when he looks in the mirror, he's like, God damn. And it's the reflection of like, I don't remember who it was, but it was a really good looking man. And he meets up with a woman who's the exact same thing. She's a despicable looking human being, but when she looks in that bar mirror, she's beautiful. And that must be what like Wings' girlfriend thought of herself, because you cannot be that despicable and look like that. Like she was despicable in front of us too. Like just imagine how she was like
privately.
We weren't
That's
around.
a good point. We experienced her company manners.
Yeah. Like everybody's so much nicer when people are around. You know, you probably remember that from your parents growing up. Just wait till Uncle Bill goes home.
Oh,
wait till there
man,
aren't
you're
any-
bringing back a lot of memories.
Just wait till the Joneses head back home. Yeah, you just wait.
Did you light another fire in the backyard after I told you not to? No.
Well, I hope you liked it back there. That's where you're gonna live for the week.
Yeah.
It's good. But that's how she was while we were there. It was it was very
Wings
his
was
other
right to
girlfriends.
dump her.
Yeah, his the girl after that seemed like a much sweeter person.
Good.
Well, I mean,
It didn't work out. But
Well, I mean, she was sweet because the diabetes. 276.